The cosmos had always been a vast and indifferent place, its stars scattered like grains of sand across an endless beach. Humanity, once confined to their pale blue dot, had emerged from their cradle with cautious optimism. They reached for the stars, hoping to find kinship among the alien civilizations they dreamed existed beyond their solar system. But what humanity found instead was not friendship, it was conquest. In the year 2147, Earth made first contact. A coalition of extraterrestrial species known as the Galactic Concordance arrived in orbit, their ships dwarfing humanity's most advanced spacecraft. The Concordance hailed from every corner of the galaxy, united by trade, diplomacy, and power. To them, Earth was nothing more than a backwater planet teeming with resources, and humans were little more than animals ripe for exploitation. The vote came quickly. Each species within the Concordance cast their ballot. Should Earth be assimilated into the galactic order or enslaved as a resource hub? It wasn't even close. Every single species voted to enslave humanity. Their reasoning varied. Some saw humans as primitive savages, unworthy of autonomy. Others coveted Earth's lush ecosystems and abundant mineral wealth. Whatever their motives, the outcome was unanimous. Humanity resisted, of course. For decades, they fought valiantly against the overwhelming might of the Concordance's fleets. Cities burned, oceans boiled, and millions perished under alien bombardments. Yet despite their bravery, humans could not match the technological superiority of their oppressors. By 2183, Earth fell completely under alien control. Its people became slaves, forced to mine rare elements, cultivate crops for off-world consumption, and serve as cannon fodder in interstellar wars. But humanity did not break. Instead, it adapted. Dr. Elena Vasquez stood at the edge of the great Rift Valley, her eyes scanning the horizon where massive alien harvesters loomed over fields of genetically modified crops. She clenched her fists as she watched another transport ship ascend into the sky, carrying away yet another shipment of stolen goods. Elena was one of the few remaining free humans, part of a resistance movement that operated deep underground. Her team had spent years reverse-engineering alien technology scavenged from battlefields. What started as rudimentary repairs on salvaged weapons had evolved into something far greater. The creation of a weapon so powerful it could turn the tide of the war. Dubbed Project Genesis, it was a device capable of rewriting the very fabric of reality. A quantum destabilizer designed to collapse entire star systems into black holes. Elena knew the risks. Using such a weapon would mean sacrificing Earth itself, rendering the planet uninhabitable for any form of life. But after decades of suffering, humanity had little left to lose. If this was how they would reclaim their freedom, then so be it. "We're ready," said Malik, her second-in-command, approaching her with a datapad in hand. His face was grim but determined. "Genesis is online. We just need your final approval." Elena hesitated. This decision weighed heavily on her shoulders. Could she really condemn billions of lives, including those of innocent civilians trapped under alien rule, to achieve victory? And yet, if she didn't act now, humanity would remain enslaved forever. "Do it," she whispered finally, her voice trembling. "Activate Genesis." As the countdown began, chaos erupted across the galaxy. The signal broadcast by Project Genesis spread like wildfire, alerting every species in the Concordance to humanity's desperate gambit. Panic gripped the alien overlords as they realized the scope of the threat. Entire fleets scrambled toward Earth, hoping to stop the activation before it was too late. But humanity had anticipated this. Hidden bases around the world launched coordinated attacks, targeting key infrastructure and supply lines. Alien forces, caught off guard by the sudden uprising, struggled to maintain control. Resistance fighters armed with stolen tech cut through enemy ranks like knives through silk. Meanwhile, aboard the Concordance flagship Aegis Prime, Chancellor Zixthar convened an emergency council meeting. Representatives from dozens of species gathered in holographic form, their expressions ranging from fear to outright terror. "This cannot happen!" screeched Ambassador Takor of the Vraken, his insectoid mandibles clicking furiously. "If Genesis activates, we will all perish." "And whose fault is that?" snapped Senator Lyranus of the Aquarii, her bioluminescent skin flashing, red with anger. "We voted to enslave them! Did anyone consider the consequences?" "The humans are savages!" roared Warlord Crag of the Brakor, slamming his massive fist onto the table. "They deserve extinction!" "No," interjected Zixthar, his voice calm but firm. "What they deserve is respect. Look at what we have done to them. We treated them as cattle, stripped them of everything they held dear, and now they fight back with everything they have. Perhaps we deserve this fate." Silence fell over the chamber as the gravity of his words sank in. For the first time in centuries, the leaders of the Concordance faced the truth. Their arrogance had led them here. Their greed and cruelty had forged humanity into a force unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Back on Earth, Elena watched the skies darken as waves of alien ships descended upon the planet. The Resistance fighters fought bravely, but they were vastly outnumbered. Still, they held their ground, buying precious time for Genesis to complete its cycle. Then, just as the first alien troops breached the facility housing the device, a transmission came through. It was Zixthar, speaking, directly to Elena via a secure channel. "Dr. Vasquez," he said, his tone uncharacteristically humble. "I speak on behalf of the Concordance. We beg for mercy. Please deactivate Genesis. We will withdraw our forces, grant Earth independence, and compensate you for the suffering we have caused. Just give us a chance to make amends." Elena stared at the screen, her heart pounding. This was the moment she had dreamed of, the moment when humanity would stand as equals among the stars. But forgiveness did not come easily, especially when the wounds ran so deep. "You had your chance," she replied coldly. "You chose enslavement. Now you reap what you sowed." With that, she severed the connection and initiated the final sequence. The ground trembled as Genesis activated, unleashing a wave of energy that rippled outward. One by one, the alien ships disintegrated, consumed by the growing void. The skies above turned black as stars winked out of existence. And then, silence. When the dust settled, Earth was free, but barely habitable. Radiation levels were lethal, and much of the planet's surface had been reduced to ash. Yet amidst the ruins, small pockets of humanity survived, clinging to hope. They rebuilt, using the remnants of alien technology to carve out a new future. Word spread throughout the galaxy of Earth's defiance. The Concordance dissolved shortly thereafter, its member species fractured and leaderless. Some sought refuge in distant corners of space, while others attempted to forge alliances with humanity. But trust was hard to earn, and forgiveness even harder. For the first time in history, humanity stood as a beacon of resilience, a testament to the indomitable spirit of a species that refused to bow to tyranny. Though scarred and weary, they looked to the stars with determination. The galaxy would never forget the day it underestimated Earth.